Hey, this is Jack at TC3. Today we're going to replace a battery in a Pontiac G8. It's going to be located in your trunk if you didn't know that already. It's going to be in the like the fender wall on your drivers. So you're going to need to pull your net out. That's right by your trunk lid there. And the lugs they hook to are just like wing nuts that will screw out. There'll be two on the right side and two on the left. Need to pull them out. Now this plastic panel, you're going to have to pull up on. There's 4 push clips. You'll feel them pop loose. 2 on the right side, 2 on the left, and you'll have to pull that up and out of the way. There we go. Okay, next, this is little doors where your battery's at, so it just pops out. It's just a piece of formed body insulation. So you just pop that out. Now you're gonna pull your spare tire lid cover, like trunk floor mat, out, and it just pulls out. There'll be a little, like a little pull handle. Now your left side wall molding, insulation, whatever you want to call it. You have to do that. Tuck it under your computer in the back there. And just kind of fold it up out of the way. There's a pull clip right here that pulls down. You have to pull that down out of the body panel, so don't lose that. You'll need it later. Okay, your battery terminals. You pop off your negative. Go to the other side and go after your positive. There is a cover on here. Yeah, I cleverly stood in front of the camera. There we go. Anyway, that pops off, and you're just going to take your positive terminal off as well and put that lead up out of the way there so you can slide your battery out. Your battery now will have a clamp holding it on the top. Okay, we got that off. And 2 bolts. There's a plate in front of it so it can't go anywhere. So we're gonna remove those 2 bolts, and then there's a nut on the top that holds it's like the top clamping piece that holds that down, mount. And there she is. So we're gonna take that off. Okay, yeah. And then there'll be another bolt that's in the fender well wall. You can see that there. I believe these are 13s. Anyway, you need to take that off. Gonna have to get this top piece off to get the front plate off, and then you can get your battery. So we'll lift that up and just kind of pull it out from under the wires there. There we go. Alright, now this front plate that's holding the battery in and protecting it, we need to get that out. There we go. Put that to the side. Just kind of grab a hold of that battery and wiggle it out of its thing here. And most of these batteries of this type have like handles on them, so you can just like that. Just flip them up and grab it. You ain't got to really wrestle with it too bad. When you get your new battery, you're going to have to take your vent line, and there's a little fitting. It's just plastic. It pulls out and you push it back into the new battery, and that will go down into the fender well where it came from. So we're gonna use our handle, slide in. You're gonna have to slide the 2 handles you used to hold that thing up in order to get that all the way in there, which I didn't do yet. Anyway, the vent line's gonna go down into the fender well there. Yeah, there we go. Push that. So when you put this top brace back on, you're going to scoot it under that wires like that, and there's a little cutout in the wall for that. And until you have it to where that hole is lined up with, the threaded surface, it's not right. So there we go. I'm going to put the bolt in to hold that, but I'm not going to tighten it because I might have to, wiggle stuff around to get it all in. Put your front plate back in. there's 2 ears that go in 2 slots, and now you're just, the top bracket's going to go on a threaded stud that's on that. Now we can put our nut back on that attaches the top bracket. And at this point, I'm going to tighten that bolt back here. The back of the top bracket. And I'm going to tighten the 2 bottom ones that hold the front plate that protects the battery and protects the car from the battery moving. And I'm just going to tighten down that last nut that attaches the top bracket to the front bracket. Ta-da! Alright, she's in there pretty solid. Making sure it's not wanting to go anywhere. I don't know what that is. Some sort of molding. Okay, so, you know, like you go, we're just going to do reverse order. So you're going to put your 2 battery terminals back on, and you know, tighten them sufficiently. I think they say like 12 pounds. I don't know that needs all that, but they're not going to come loose. They're not under any stress. So I'll take the little cap that goes over the positive terminal, pop that back on there to protect it from anything shorting against it. And that's pretty much in there now. Physically. So before I put all the other stuff in, I'm a little OCD. I am going to make sure this vehicle starts before I put everything else back in. So, want to see it go through its cycles, and the battery's been unhooked, so I'll just give the computer a couple of seconds to get its act together, which I don't know if it. Yeah, it all seems good. Seems like she's up and running. That battery was dead. By the way, that was the original battery. I got 11. Count them. 11 years out of that thing. That was pretty impressive. So we're going to push the side molding back in. Now remember, there was that one button clip, and that wasn't it. That was something else. But there's a button clip that pushes up into that hole. There it is. And yeah, that's going to push up in, and you push it, and you know, to hold it right in that spot and attempt to get it right where you want it. Okay, so it's going to need a little encouragement to get in the hole. I'm just going to take the butt end of this screwdriver and bang it up into that hole. There we go. Okay, now to get it back to the way it was so it's nice and neat and all that. This side molding, the rubber should go over top of that. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm tucking it in under. I want it to kind of be back the way it was when I took it apart. So there it is. If you did it right, it'll kind of look like that. You won't see the loose edges anywhere or anything like that. So we'll put in our floor cover now and spare tire cover. And that will go on top of a lip to the side panel. That's why you got to do the side first. So you get that in there. Alright, that's done. Your little access panel to your battery, put that back in. It just pops in. No big deal. There we go. Now we're going to put the back plastic cover on. Make sure you get that lined up right. You know, you have your trunk lid that's going to come down through a hole in there. Make sure it's where it needs to be. And you're going to push it down. Remember, there's little push clips. You'll hear them click. So we want that mounted right. Now we're just going to take our 4 wing nuts, which also hold the net, and put them in. I'm showing this. I'm not showing the other side. I don't want to pull it up. And okay, so you're going to hook your net up. Okay, now I am pulling. Sorry about that. So you put your net back in, and well, you do that, you're pretty much done. Okay, so everything's in nice and neat. Everything looks like it's where it belongs and what have you. And rubber moldings over the side insulation. So it's together, right? Anyway, It's about that easy, and thank you for watching. Appreciate it.